Welcome back, y'all. I gotta stop rubbing my hands together. I notice, like on every video, you hear that little. Anyway, welcome back. So this is part five of the Who is Clarence series. It's been a delay in recording, obviously. As y'all know, my grandfather passed away. It's been a busy couple weeks. I had a lot of things going on, but wanted to get back to this. I just got home. I tried to record in the airport, but that didn't really work. And this is actually the first time I'm recording on my computer, so hopefully this will be a little bit better. The picture quality may not be better, but it'll allow me to upload faster. But getting back to the point, I think I left off my late teens, maybe early 20s. So at this point in my life, I was really focused on trying to establish a foundation to have a family. I had started working at a steel foundry. Think my circle of people that I dealt with was kind of shrinking a little bit. Some friends kind of falling by the wayside. Um, really, me just focusing more on work and family. So at this point, I don't think I really was mindful about building what I wanted to have. I thought about it, but kind of with a really narrow scope. So I knew that I wanted to get into real estate, own a home. I was probably content working at the steel foundry. I thought that's where I would be, um, like my grandfather, for pretty much the rest of my life. And I was okay with that. I just wanted to move up. So I wanted to invest in the company and be the best employee I could be. Had aspirations of moving up in in the company and just working at the steel foundry. It was a pretty decent job, decent pay, especially that early. Um, so I think at this time, I really wasn't focused on the future in the sense of designing anything versus just planning. And what I mean by that is there was no strategy. It was just make the best out of the situation I was in, not actually create a situation that I wanted to have. I still don't think I knew what it really meant to be a husband, a father, have a family. But I wanted all those things because I always wanted all those things. I wanted to do better and be better than my dad. Um, I really wanted a partner. I never liked being by myself. I was always trying to find somebody. So I went from relationship to relationship. I never really dated, as they say. Like, I was just always in a relationship or trying to get in a relationship, not really even knowing what I wanted out of a relationship or what I wanted out of life. So obviously that's not great. Um, I think music kind of took a back seat at this point. I still did it here and there, but it wasn't really the focus, even though it was super important to me. And I realized I kind of had stages in my life where my attitude would either reflect or dictate the music that I listened to. So, like, when I was really young, I would listen to Tupac a lot. Then, and that's when I was really kind of trying to figure out where I belong. That was when my mom and dad separated. So I kind of would just get lost in the music. I love Tupac. And then from there, and I mean, obviously, it was other artists and groups, Busta Rhymes, Bone Thugs and Harmony, so on and so forth. But I was just really into music. And like at this point, from high school until my early 20s, I would say that was my DMX phase. I was super angry. I was hurt, frustrated, had a lot of things going on. And I can say that now, but at the time, I didn't really process it that way. I just was super into X. So like that was really the reflection of my attitude. Like I had that really aggressive, defensive, I was just attitude was angry. Um I was always either lifting weights or like doing boxing training. Me and one of my friends at the time that I won't mention because found out a lot of things about that person that just really like crazy to me. Um, that I was so close to that person and didn't even really know who they are. But fast forward, I realized that's the case with most people, which was also part of the reason of me doing this series because I feel like we're around people all the time, but we don't ever really think about how well we actually know these people because I don't think people really share all of their thoughts and feelings and um, aspirations, hurts, frustrations, all of that stuff is kind of we go through our day to day. So, like, we used to really essentially just train all of the time. And then I had a good friend named Will that I worked with at the steel foundry. And I realized, like, I always, like, one of my closer friends was always like a decade or more older than me. So, like, Will was that guy. I was in my early 20s. Will was in his late 30s. He was going through some stuff. We really had serious conversations about life. I would provide my perspective on some things, and that was super beneficial at that time. Um, so this was really just like my introduction to, I guess, traditional workforce life. Just work at the steel foundry, go home, kind of go days just go by, just go by, just go by. Really, no direction or focus, and that was right before I went into the military. So I did get into real estate. I owned my first home at 23. Between 23 and 24, I purchased four homes. I had rental properties. So I thought I had set the foundation where everything would be cool. And then life hit. I got hurt at work. And it wasn't even, well, I can't say it wasn't a serious injury. It wasn't a serious incident to me. It was just something simple. I think I tripped, kind of pulled a muscle in my back. Didn't think it was serious. Went home, took some medicine, and got up the next day. And I was really actually hurt. So ended up going to the hospital. Ended up being off work. Was off work 6 months. Workman's comp denied because I didn't report it because I was young. This is the first time I went through something like that. Had no clue what I was supposed to do. And plus, I didn't really think it was serious. So that actually ended up kind of leading to me going into the military. Well, I won't say kind of, that directly leaded to me going into the military because at this point, as they say, when it rains, it pours. So I'm off work. Uh, and I thought it was good money at the time because probably made around 50,000 a year. But this is in my early 20s, so that's twice as much as most people my age working fast food jobs or something like that. And now I go from basically 1781 an hour, overtime every day, decent money to being off work, workman's comp denied, so I'm on accident and sickness leave, and I'm getting paid $40 a day, and that was whole 6 months. So long story short, I ended up losing everything, and that was my hard reset. And I went into the military because I did have a family and I wanted to take care of them. That was my top priority, was to take care of my family. So then I went into the military, and I think my military experience probably is something I need to address on its own because it's a lot of growth and a lot of different shifts. But I think that was probably one of the most impactful and beneficial things as far as my life, my personal development, my maturity, just growth as a man. So I will get to that on the next episode. But basically, in my early 20s, it was just work. I had transitioned from doing fast food to actually being at the steel foundry. So I thought that was going to be my career. Um, I, again, started a family, and I was just trying to really build and focus on the future. One of the reasons that I did actually purchase all the real estate was because in my mind, like my girls would be straight. So the twins and Aaliyah, so I figured I got three extra houses. They were young, so by the time they grow up, the houses should be paid off. And then when they want to go to college or start careers, families, whatever, when they move out of the house, then they don't have to be in a situation where they're dealing with unnecessary stress, pressure. They'll be in an environment that's safe, secure. They don't got to worry about nothing shady because these would be houses that I've owned for basically 2 decades, and I could basically set them up for success because I didn't feel like I was set up for success. And that's not, again, it's not a knock. I feel like my parents and grandparents did the best that they knew how to do, and I'm thankful that they taught me all the things that they taught me and shared the knowledge and information that they gave me. But I just wanted to do more and be better. And again, that's why we're here still at this point, because that's still my goal. I really just want to do everything that I can to contribute as much as possible to making life better for the people that I care about. So I know I'm doing this series right now, but the point of this page is definitely not to just get on here and talk about myself. The purpose of this page is to share whatever knowledge that I gained throughout this journey, and information, advice that I could share with anybody that wants to listen, so that other people can benefit from it. I know I'll be a millionaire. I have a successful business, marriage. Those are all the things I want, but I don't think a lot of people share how they get there. They talk about it after the fact. And I'm pretty much at a point in my life where I'm starting over. So again, this is just documentation. The Who is Clarence series is just so y'all know the person that's going through this, just as a reminder that anybody can do it. Um, Depending on how you look at it, nobody's special or everybody's special. Either way, everybody has the same opportunity to make whatever they want to make out of their lives. And I really appreciate the people that tune in and follow this journey. And hopefully, I'll get back to the point where, well, I won't say hopefully, I'll get back to the point where I'm actually providing content that hopefully will be beneficial. And I really appreciate the support. So, the next video, I will try to focus on my military experience, not just what I got from the military, but what I learned as a man through ups and downs, failures in my marriage, in parenting, and the lessons I feel like I learned from that, and how it applied to things later on and continues to apply to this day. So appreciate y'all tuning in. I know it's been a while since I put out a video, but I'll be more consistent. Life keep lifing. So uh, my grandfather passed, and really was a huge thing. So I'm back home. I'm gonna get back to this, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time.